Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to make a little bracelet. So I'm Connie from Let's Go Crafting. For today's bracelet, what we will need a pair of paper scissors. You'll need a piece of cardboard. So this is leftovers from another project that we've done together. You will need a pencil and a glass. It doesn't really matter what size. And you will need 7 pieces of yarn or string or anything, about 20 inches in length. I will see you at the table. Okay, so this is called Kumihimo braiding. Kumihimo braiding is done many different ways. A lot of times they have special discs that they make. They may have 12 or 24 or even more slots to move your threads in. The disc that we're going to make is going to be super simple and easy, and it goes rather quickly. So to make your pattern, you put your glass upside down on your cardboard and you just trace around it so that you have a circle. Okay? And then you take your paper scissors and you cut around the circle. And if you notice, I'm keeping my scissors kind of in the same direction. I don't really want to be moving my arm in an uncomfortable direction. It's easier to cut if you use your cutting hand, your dominant hand, to do the scissors, and then your left hand, in this case because I'm right-handed, to move the cardboard. And then of course if you were left-handed, your scissors would be in your left hand and you would be moving the cardboard around with your right hand. All right, here's my circle. Of course, it doesn't have to be exactly circular. It's not a big deal. We will be making 8 slits in our cardboard, and we kind of want them to be the same distance apart or equidistant from each other. So I'm going to start with just a small little line at the top of my circle, and then I'm going to come straight down and do a little line here. And that sort of makes it in half. I'm going to come over here. So try and think of your circle as a clock. So this is the 12 o'clock position and this is the 6 o'clock position. You'll make a line at the 3 o'clock and then the 9 o'clock. And then, I don't know, kind of in between these two. So just right here. So that would be what? 1, 2, maybe 1.5, and then you just come directly across over here, and then you do the same thing on this side. So now you have 8 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to cut on these marks. You just want to cut on the marks. You don't want to cut all the way across your disc here. So I'm just going to actually cut just on my marks. I'm not going to cut any more than that. Maybe this one because the line was a little shorter. And I'm back to the beginning here. Okay. The next thing you'll need is a hole in the center. I usually make it with the pencil or the tip of my scissors. So if you do it with your scissors, you can make a little dot. Fold your disc a little bit. And then just get your scissors in there. And then you can do it the other way. Like that. And then you have just a little hole to put the yarn through. Okay, so you have a disc now that has 8 slots. And you have 7 pieces of string or yarn. The thicker your yarn, the faster the braid will go together. The thinner your yarn, the longer it will take because your braid will be much thinner. It just depends on what kind of look you want. So you're going to just put all the ends of your yarn together. And you're going to make an overhand knot. Okay, so here they all are. And then you're just going to kind of wrap them around a couple of fingers. So you have a little loop like this. And you're going to take your ends around the back and stick all of them through the loop. And then pull. And you want to pull pretty tight. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to stick the knot through the hole in our disc. You just kind of push it on through. There it is. Make sure when you have your knot that it's right at the disc. So you just kind of play around with your threads until everything is nice and snug. It looks cool. Now you're going to distribute your yarn. You're going to put 1 piece of yarn in each of the slits. And because you have 7 strands of yarn, you have 1 slit open that's free, and that's perfect. So the way to do this braid is you will have your open slit facing you, and you will count 3 strands up the right side. On the 3rd strand, you'll pull it out of the slit of that slit and put it into the open slit. Then you will turn your disc so the empty one is facing you again, and you'll count 1, 2, 3. Take that 3rd one, bring it over to the empty one, and you keep doing that over and over and over again until you have the length that you want. You will know it's the length that you want because it will be able to wrap around your wrist with enough to make another knot, because you're going to have to knot it together so that it can stay on your wrist. I will see you back here when our braids are done. Hi, so now we're back. I have my braid. It's kind of funny video. I always find these videos a little funny because when I come back, it appears that maybe it only took me about a second or so to make this braid. I bet it took me just as long as it took you. So here we are, the braid is done. It's longer than I need, so it's really long. And the ends of my string are still on my disc. So I'm just gonna release the strings from their slits, like that, and pull it through. The last part is you take your bracelet and you hold it by the old knot, the beginning knot, and you take the other end, and I just wrap it around, bring my ends through the center, and then I make a knot. So this is where it went around my old knot. So you can see it goes around. It comes over and through the center of my bracelet, and then I have this little gap right here, and I'm going to push all these ends right through that gap and pull tight. Make sure they're all here. As I braid, sometimes my ends wind up different lengths, so So then you just pull it super tight, like that. Perfect. And then you're done. And then you trim your ends. Now, I forgot to bring my fabric shears here, so let's see how easy it is for me to cut this with my paper scissors. Yeah, it worked. Worked okay. So here's one end of my bracelet, and I can slide it on easily. There you go. Your bracelet is done. Have fun!